What's up, sound girls and Hit Like a Girl community? My name is Kate, and I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on tuning drums. Alright, so you're definitely going to want to get your new drum heads on there. And then once you do that, put the rims back on and tighten the lugs as much as you can with your fingers. Alright, we're going to use this drum key to go ahead and tighten them up. So to start, you're going to use the drum key and tighten each lug by cross-tuning. By cross-tuning, I mean going from one lug and then going directly across the drum to the other lug. And that helps to, spread out the tension so that you don't warp your rim. And what I'm doing here is I'm bringing each lug to a point where it starts to give me some resistance, but I don't push it any further. So you can see that the drum is still relatively flat. Now that I've brought it up to regular tension, I'm going to turn the drum key about 3/4 of a turn and test it out from there. I think I went ahead and right now I'm doing an extra half turn because I wanted to raise the pitch a bit. And all of this is totally arbitrary. There's no exact pitch that you're supposed to get to. There's no magic solution. It's all just based on each drummer's needs, their kit, the style of music that they want to play, etc. So now that I've got the drum roughly where I want it to be in regards to the pitch, I'm going by each lug and I'm fine-tuning each one so that I can try and get each one to the same tone. Now you're going to notice there's a lot of overtones, and so sometimes I'll put my 2 fingers in the middle to try and dampen that overtone effect. Alright, let's try it with the snares. That sounds like a snare drum. Now lastly, I like to put a period pad on my snare drum because it's the perfect tool to dampen drums. It's cotton and it's got an adhesive side. I started doing that a couple years ago on tour because I didn't have anything else and it sounded great. So I've been doing that ever since. Especially if the snare's tuned down a bit, it just has a really good effect. Now we're doing this with the high tom, and we're pretty much following the same method. We're cross-tuning, we are bringing each lug to the point of just starting to feel some tension, and then from there we do approximately a half turn of the tuning key on each lug by cross-tuning until we get to the point where they're all roughly the same. And now I went ahead and adjusted the bottom on this one because I was just noticing that there was this really wonky overtone. And sometimes if you keep tweaking the top head and it just keeps sounding bad, you gotta tweak the bottom head. And they usually say that you want the top and the bottom to be roughly the same, if not, the bottom head to be slightly lower. Again, dampening the middle, listening to try and make each lug the same. Alright, now I'm going to add some dampening to this, and I've just got a piece of tape that has a fold in the middle. And I try to figure out where the overtones are coming from by hitting the middle and then dampening different parts of the drum. Usually I'll put my face right over top of the drum to figure that out, but I didn't want to block the view. Alright, onto the floor tom. We're going to follow exactly the same method here. They say you should try and tune your toms to a tritone. I usually go for a perfect fourth, but I think I ended up getting a tritone in this video. I also don't cover the kick drum in this video, but you can follow roughly the same method as you would for the toms, except with the lugs. You don't have to tune them nearly as tightly as you would for a snare or the other toms. Really just small increments of the lugs will do the trick. And then you just throw in a blanket or a pillow or something, and then that can dampen the inside of your kick drum. At the end of the day, you need to just experiment yourself and find what works for you.